világbajnokság hivatalos hashtagét. #JudoWorld.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes to go.
Hölgyeim és uraim, 5 perc van a kezdésig.
The final block will be held on the central tatami. And first contest is bronze medal contest for women under 63 kilograms.
Az érmes mérkőzések a középső szőnyegen kerülnek megrendezésre. Az első mérkőzés bronz mérkőzés lesz, női 63 kg-ban.
Dear spectators, 3 minutes to go.
Kedves nézőink, 3 perc és kezdünk!
Ladies and gentlemen, dear spectators, on behalf of the International Judo Federation, Hungarian Judo Association, and from all the sponsors, welcome to the final block of the 4th day, the World Judo Championships, Hungary 2021.
Hölgyeim és uraim, kedves nézőink, a Nemzetközi Judo Szövetség, a Magyar Judo Szövetség és minden szponzor nevében nagy szeretettel köszöntünk mindenkit itt, a 2021. Magyarországi Judo Világbajnokság 4. versenynapján.
One minute to go.
1 perc és kezdünk!
Welcome to day 4 here in Budapest for this 2021 World Judo Championships, and it has been an absolute cracker of a World Championship so far. Hungary's capital city has set the scene for an incredible tournament, and it's been action all the way. And today, while the under 81 kilos category for men, 63s for ladies, while we've seen lots of action in the earlier rounds, and we're going to see lots in the final session here. Now it's about bronze and gold medal matches. Joining me in the commentary position for tonight's final session is Dennis van der Geest. Dennis, welcome, mate.
Welcome, Neil. Yes, and what a final block we have. So many talent today, especially in the 81 kilogram category. That was on my tatami the whole day. I saw Grigolashvili, he's in the final, but we will start with the 63, and well, here's the absolutely star of the French judo for the women. It's Akbek Nanou.
Yeah,
mind you, 2013 World Championships, that was the first time she was in the final, and all the World Championships afterwards she was at least in the final, winning 4 golds and 2 silvers.
That's quite amazing, isn't it? That's incredible. And Andrea Leski of Slovenia, she'll know that, and she'll come out all guns. She's got nothing to lose. She'll take it to her.
And she's the girl in form. If you saw her in 2021, she won a bronze medal at the Europeans, Tashkent silver, Tel Aviv silver, Doha Masters bronze. So it's not a shame that she's in the final, you know.
She's going to be there. She'll give it everything she's got. We've got bronze medals first, though. We've got Obradovich of Serbia against Barrios of Venezuela. And as you can see there, their world rankings will probably change after this, especially medals or 5th place. It will change. Their head-to-heads never met each other, so they're going to go together for the very first time. We're going to have a little look just to see how Obradovich got to this bronze medal position. Here she is in the first round here against Contraccio of Italy. Big arm over the back here, and nice Tayatoshi there, just takes her opponent over for a second Wazari. Martina Trados of Germany, very experienced Trados. But again, look at that, Soto Makakomi, Trados over the top, and she scores Ippon. Katarina Hecker of Australia. Of Australia, thank you for that. And look, Yoko Satemiwaza, beautifully executed, and what an Ippon that was.
Yeah, well, you never see this anymore because you cannot grab the legs anymore, but they find out something, and
always
she scores.
find a way, don't they? Here against Sana Vermeer. Sana Vermeer wins that one by Ippon, so she has to fight the Cuban Del Toro to actually be able to fight for 3rd place. She wins that one by Shidos. And let's have a little look here now just to see how Barrios got to the bronze medal position. Here she is against Valkova in the first round from the RJF. Right on the edge here, Ashiguruma, but gets countered backwards. Well, does she? She just does enough to score. Nabakura of Japan.
Good times, Hansokamaki.
Yes, Hansokamaki. Same for her next round, and here we are against Ozbaz. Just manages to put her on the back.
That's quite a good, well, straight into the hold down as well. But that was enough for her to win this fight.
Semi-final against Leski, of course. She loses that match and has to do, well, she comes down, that was semi-final, so she comes down to fight for 3rd place. So here we go, Obradovich will be coming out in white, and it's going to be a grand entrance here, and Barrios will be in blue.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Judo Kata.
That's a long walk out, isn't it?
It is a long walk indeed. And mind you, you were also standing there for a few minutes before the tension, you know. You feel the tension of the possibility to win a medal at a World Championship. That Barrios is in this bronze medal fight, for me, that's not a surprise. She won in Antalya a silver medal, in Tashkent a bronze. But the surprise today is Obradovich. She never won a medal at a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix before, and now she's here at the World Championships fighting for the bronze.
That's the way it goes, isn't it? What a first medal on the international program, yeah. So here we go. Obradovich then comes out. She wants to win her very first medal, and it's going to be a world one if she can, but Barrios will have something to say about that. Straight away into the attack here for the Sangaku. For the people watching, don't know how they score in judo, and we know that it's not all judo people out there watching, but you can win 3 different ways on the ground: by holding your opponent down for 20 seconds, arm lock or strangle for a submission. Lots of different ways to score from a throw. You've got to throw them on their back with force and impetus, and that will win the contest. They're after an ippon.
Straight left-handed to a right-handed fighter, and that's always fun to watch, because then the hips are really close to each other. You don't have this enormous battle for the grips, because they both can get their favorite arm quite easily in the place where they want.
Yeah, it's all about grips, isn't it? I mean, for somebody who's watching this, and it looks as if we're pecking at the jacket all the time, but I mean, the one with the grip is the one that initiates the technique, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the same in soccer. You can score if you have the ball. Well, in judo, it's like if you have the right grip, then you can launch your attack. But of course, your opponent knows exactly what you want. So she also trying to prevent your favorite grip. But these two girls are not scanning each other. They're not like starting a bit defensive. No, they are already in the open fight. And it's Obradovich every time with this dominant right hand on the back of Barrios. And you can see that Barrios is facing a lot of trouble.
Yeah, she's having a hard time, isn't she, with it? That big dominant right arm coming over. We see it so often with the Georgians, especially in the men's judo, but that big arm coming, oh, she tries it again there.
Yeah,
Yoko Toshi.
We saw it before.
Well, Barrios hoping to take her to ground there to try and finish it there. 4-minute contests, and if at the end of the 4 minutes there's no score on the board, then it will go into a golden score. But we have a penalty system as well, and I'll explain that once we see. They've got to stay within that yellow area. That's one of the things that they can get penalized for. Stepping outside of that, they've got to stay within it.
Strongest attacks by Obradovich in the first 2 minutes in this bronze medal contest. And well, there it is, this small yellow dot you see behind the name of Barrios. If you have 3 of those dots, then you're out. That means that it's Barrios who has to make more attacks. It's every time Obradovich with a strong grip and then directly into a big hip throw. So Barrios in trouble now, but great counter-attack.
Well, I'm not so sure that was a score. Out. The elbow was out there, and it's on the side will get them a wazari, and on the back will get them an ippon. 2 on the side throws will win it by ippon. That will equal an ippon. But that was a throw where she landed on her elbow. Her elbow was out, so not classed as side. So no score given.
But this was a good attack from Barrios, because every time when Obradovich gets out with the right arm, she opens up also to get the right arm on the back of Barrios, and she just used that moment to hook in with her leg. So that was a a good reaction of the problems she's facing from the start of this bronze medal contest with this strong grip from Obradovich.
Yeah, I think Obradovich has got to be a little bit careful of that drop. Anything that drops, a sacrifice, or if they fall onto their back, they have to break the balance of the opponent. And if they don't do that, then they can get a Judo penalty as well. And as Dennis said, 3 Judo penalties and it's all over. So you can't afford another one now. Barrios can't afford another one. So Mr. Marius Visa, the president of the International Judo Federation, is up there looking on, enjoying his judo, as he always does.
Here it was again the left leg from Barrios hooking in just at the moment that Obradovich tries to get the right arm on the back of the girl from Venezuela.
Yeah, it's one of the best things you can do, isn't it? When they come over the top there and just attack the front leg coming forwards. So it's going into golden score, and you will notice that, well, you've got it indicated up there on the scoreboard. So this can be any amount of time, depending on whether they attack at the right time, don't step outside of the area, and don't... Well, it's always minor things, really. But good attack there from Obradovich, and now again she's on all fours. If she's not careful, because she keeps going on all fours and just resisting on all fours, that I think is where she'll come unstuck.
Until now it's Obradovich who shows the most, but closest to the score was Barrios.
This is a really tight match. Oh, that's it.
That has to be the Wazari scored.
That's it. It's all over. And you said, didn't you? You said, what a first medal that is. Obradovich wins the bronze medal.
Obradovich never in the judo tour on the podium, not in a Grand Prix, not on a Grand Slam. And the first time she will be on the podium is at the World Championships. Well, that's a bronze medal.
That's unbelievable. Fantastic stuff. Obradovich will celebrate, as will her coach, I suspect. Wow. And just leading into the Olympics as well, because I think she'll be at the Olympic Games in 3 weeks' time.
And we saw this Kata on the side. We saw it a few times today. One of her favorite techniques, and that technique also brought her the bronze medal. It's not a technique that you see so often anymore, because normally you'll use the leg, but she just hooks in with the right arm. The elbow goes in. Look at the elbow, that is the elbow that goes in, getting her close to her opponent, jumps underneath, and the Wazari is scored. Just on the side, enough to bring her the bronze medal.
Like you said, it's the readjustment with that right arm there. It doesn't go underneath the leg where it used to go. So a slight readjustment with the arm. A little bit when they used to do hand-assisted kochigares and different things that went below the belt line. You're not allowed to go below the belt line, and look at the celebration there.
Oh. Great. Well, my coach, who happened also to be my dad, said there are 2 moments that we separate because we're a team, and the separation is when you're stepping on the mat and when you're stepping on the podium, and the rest we do together. And you saw the celebration, you know this was
That's
a team.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. That's fantastic. Well, this is where you can see well, the finalists here. That's the great Agbeg Nanu, and they have their judogis checked. They're not allowed to be too big, and they're not allowed to be too small. They have to be the right size. The belt has to be the right size, and the trousers. So a little bit of nerves, as you can see, just about to go out to the final. And what they don't want, for sure, from a psychological point of view, is for that judogi not to fit properly. But I mean, normally it's the one they've been going through the whole day with, so it's okay.
Well, the second bronze medal contest. Sanne Vermeer from the Netherlands in the blue judogi. She'll be facing Kathleen Quadros from Brazil. Well, Quadros, we've seen her on the scene for many, many years. 2008 bronze medalist at the Olympics. And this year won a silver medal in Kazan. Sanne Vermeer is the whole 2021 in absolutely form. Kazan 3, European Championships, she won a bronze. Tel Aviv and Doha, also the Masters. Bronze medal, really close at the world ranking, number 9 and number 7. 10 years of age difference.
That's amazing, isn't it? And still there. This lady is still there. We're going to have a little look just to see how she got there and see her road to the bronze medal match. Second round match, because she was seeded against Fezlou, went to Shido's. This one here against the American. Ellis drops Sianagi, and well, it looked like it went to front, but it was a side touch to get her the Wazari. Here against Leski in the quarter-final. Leski, of course, wins by Ippon, so she had to fight a final repechage match against Ozbas of Hungary. Big arm over the back, changes direction, and Sumigaeshi takes her opponent flat on her back. Well, actually, it took her onto her side, and she holds her for the next 10 seconds to make it Ippon.
But remember this name, Ozbas, not only because she's fighting here in her home country, she did an excellent job today. She's a youngster, and we will hear a lot from her next next few years.
Vermeer, Ippon against her first opponent. Let's just have a little look at her against Samitska. Takes her down first for a Wazari, and then, well, she gets Ippon for it.
No, it was golden score already, so the Wazari was enough.
This one against Cabana Perez. Nice Kosoto, beautifully executed. Obradovich, her quarter-final match. And again, just change of direction there. And like you say, just a great talent and coming through on form at the right time. Against the reigning world champion, she loses by Ippon, but she's here fighting for third. And a bronze medal match. She's the one on form, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, and she will not be fighting for the Olympics for Holland, because Jules Franse, who was also competing today, she is the one that they already picked like 1 or 2 years ago. And if you look at this moment, well, I think the people who are listening, the Dutch people, maybe they agree or disagree, but I think at this moment Sanne Vermeer is the better one of the two. So let's see if she can end this Olympic cycle, because that's what it is, with a bronze medal at the World Championships. She's still quite young, so we will hear from her the next few years for sure.
So determined coming out. I saw her actually fighting on the world circuit, and thought she was a great talent for Vermeer, and she just exploded onto the world circuit actually, but winning medals at every Grand Slam Grand Prix. Quadros in white, Vermeer in blue. She never stops coming forwards, does she?
No, she looks like a machine sometimes.
Yeah.
And but you can see that she's so determined, and I think Quadros, as a right-handed fighter, this is a chance for Vermeer, because what we saw in all the fights today, that Vermeer is very good in the counter-attacking on the right, but it can already be underneath. Is the lapel under the chin?
Well, she was right
not.
onto the neck, wasn't she? I mean,
Yeah.
the transition was superb, and I think, yeah, if she doesn't up the pace here, Quadros is going to find it difficult because Vermeer is going to be on her all the time.
Yeah, and Vermeer loves to attack on the right leg of her opponents. And that happens to be the leg that is always in the front with Quadros. You can see that she uses her left foot already with a foot sweep. And again on that side.
Yeah, she's going to have to change that, isn't she, Quadros? Because, well, she tries the Seoinage.
And that was close to a score, though.
It was very close. It's one of the things about somebody who comes forwards all the time, and you can see it's a great advantage, and but sometimes you can walk on to certain techniques. A little bit like a boxer coming forward all the time, but then gets caught with a big one and a change of direction.
Yeah, great change of direction to the other side. You could see Quadros every time as a right-handed fighter, but now 2 times the technique on the other side. First left shoulder throw, and now the sumigaeshi also on this side. So Wazari on the board for the Brazilian.
Vermeer needs a score, but she's going to keep coming forward, so I don't think we're going to see Shido's, and that was close as well. She does the counter there, Quadros.
Well, let's see what happened here. Well, this was the Wazari scored before, but we wanted to see the turn afterwards, but no score was given.
Big left arm over, and almost.
No, Wazari scored for Vermeer. And so it was again Quadros who tried to counter-attack it, but now Vermeer stayed on top of her opponent, and that was Wazari scored, so that equals the score. Look, again, she wants to make the big wheel turn, but she fell flat on her back or on the side, so that's enough to get Vermeer back into the contest again. Well, I don't know.
I didn't think it was a score. I thought the hands didn't have enough contact. It wasn't enough directed, but that's going to be all over. Quadros is going to has done enough, and I think that will score the Rossetti upon.
Well, maybe the referee already called Mate because she went out of the contest area.
It's exactly it, and I thought that was all. But, so she breathes again.
A lot is happening here. Shoulder throw again, but good defense from Vermeer, landing on both knees.
Well, nobody can accuse these two, Dennis, of not going forwards and not really giving it a good go. You know, it's a good open fight, and both of them want it really, really badly.
Well, I cannot believe that it will not end with a score. If it's Quadros, if it's Vermeer, well, I won't put my house on it.
No, anybody's match, this. It's always nice to see an open match when two fighters want to score. There's a difference when somebody doesn't want to lose as opposed to somebody who wants to win, because they're the ones coming, they're trying to grip up, trying to come forwards all the time. Big difference in the tactics.
Quadros asks the referee if she can untie the belt to fix up her judo gi. Referee from France, Mathieu Bataille, winner of 2 bronze medals at the World Championship, so he knows how important this is.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, a good level of knowledge of what the fighters are going through and how the techniques develop. Teleotage! That's it! It's going to be enough.
It's Vermeer who wins the bronze medal. And again, it was the right foot of Quadros. Vermeer attacked. The referee waited a few seconds to give the ippon because he was thinking, was it outside or not? But Vermeer was still in the contest area, and she's the winner of the bronze medal for the Netherlands. Well, I'm happy about that, of course. You can understand. I mean, Quadros also gave everything. It was a great match.
It was a great match. They were very open all the way through, and like you said, it was that front foot that Vermeer it was perfect for Vermeer, but credit to Quadros, because Quadros scored a couple of times, or almost scored a couple of times, but look at that. She just catches her, pins her, that foot, and then Tanio Tosh there drives her over to the side, and it was, well, whether it was Wazari or an ippon, straight ippon, it was enough.
That's what you saw. Mathieu Bataille, the referee, he called out Wazari, but in the movement of the Wazari, he made ippon, but in the end, it did not make a difference.
Didn't make a difference.
2 Wazaris, that's enough. You can score ippon, it's the same as the knockout in boxing, but if you score 2 Wazaris, they're accumulated, and then it's also ippon. So first medal for the Netherlands.
And a fantastic one, and creates a little bit of a problem, I think, for the Dutch. Well, here we go, we're going to just about do the final here, and Clarisse Agbegue-Nanou of France coming and attempting to win her 5th world title. Andreja Leski of Slovenia, he knows exactly what she's up against, and it's going to be a hard match. I don't think it's going to be an easy one, but watch out for the class of Agbegue-Nanou. Let's have a little look, see how she got there, and see what kind of technique she used all the way through. Second round, she had a first round bye, of course, against Olsen of Denmark. Likes a Newaza as well, just secures Yusura Kazakatami.
Yeah,
manages just to control it.
She's complete, complete judoka, standing and Newaza.
Yeah, she doesn't mind, does she, traveling down for both, and that's the great thing about her. Third round against Han of Korea. Tanio Tosh. Brilliant stuff from the world champion. Del Toro Carvajal of Cuba. Juji Gatami just straightens that arm out. She had to readjust the hips. I was right on this match, and had to readjust the hips a couple of times before she gets the submission. Sanne Vermeer of the Netherlands in the semi-final. This time Shimiwaza. And she just manages to squeeze, and it was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, that's 4 ippons all the way.
So what a task for Leski in this final. But she's in the final, and she did it in absolutely great style. We will see it now.
Second round against Billet. Big hip movement, massive hip movement. Big Solisura Komigoshi there. Unusual grip as well, flat on her back. Round 3. Honsokamaki for Lucy Renshaw. 3 Shidos. Quarter-final up against Quadros of Brazil. Again, the hip movement directly in there for the hold down, but didn't need it. Semi-final up against Barrios, Venezuela. This time, huge pickup. Massive Uranagi there. Look how she just takes her over, and that score, that was Ari's score. So both of them on absolutely brilliant form. Should be a great match.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final. Women under 16.
Clarice Agbegnanu, superstar. In France, going for her 5th world title, up against Andrea Leski of Slovenia.
The amount of fights that Agbegnanu made on the IGF World Tour, 221 fights, 194 she won, and most of the fights she lost when she was still a junior. Afterwards, well, I've seen her lose maybe 1 or 2 times in my life.
Hardly ever. And I'll tell you something else as well. When I've seen her lose, she's always taken it very gracefully. She's just taken it under chin. And I saw her interviewed one time and she said, it's only one match.
Yeah.
That's it. And she bounces back and then just and does it again. Really nice person. And how cool, calm and collected does she look? I think the coach looks in more, under more pressure.
Well, he was a fighter as well, so he knows how it feels. You know, we have to give Agbegnanu also the respect. She's 4 times world champion, but still she loves to win more world championships. In a few weeks' time, the only thing she did not win, she won a silver medal at the Olympics, so the gold back patch, that's what she wants. She wants to win the Olympics, of course, but is she saying like, okay, then I will skip this world championship? Of course not, because this final, this gold medal belongs in France, it's mine.
Exactly, she's going for the double. We said, didn't we, would you go for it? We both said yes, we would go for the double. Here we go, final then. Agbegnanu in white and Leski of Slovenia in blue. So something to do with the grips there. I just saw it there. Well, there's an absolute block out there from Leski.
I think a little bit too early, Neil, in my opinion.
I think so too. I agree with you, 100%.
And the first few seconds in a fight like this, that is the moment that you feel the power of your opponent. And sometimes, well, it scares you. But oh, this is a good attack from the Slovenian.
Yeah, Kosoto there. She attacked the outside of the leg, but she did it on the grip. So by that, I mean she didn't have a grip first of all, but she caught the grip as she was attacking at the same time.
But I also think that that is her biggest moment to score. If Agbegnanu has the right or the left grip, the hand in on the back, she's controlling the sleeve, then it will be very difficult for Leski to make an attack. Oh, that was Haragoshi from Agbegnanu, but Leski tried to counter her.
She's dangerous on the counters, Leski, and very, very physically strong as well. And I think Agbegnanu will have to be careful of that. You said that they feel each other. From the commentary position, or you know, if you're watching from the audience, you think, oh, well, is he dangerous? But when you're out there and you feel it on the end of your arms, it's totally different.
Yeah, well, we're sitting here as well, Neil, like this. I'm doing like my gripping myself. Yes, we're going through the motions here.
We're having some grip fights here in the commentary position, I can tell you. One Shido up there to Leski, and that's the penalty. That could make a difference. If she gets one more, it'll be pressure, but I think they'll both want to attack. Sometimes the tactics comes into it. But they'll be looking for the grip that they want, and then they'll attack. Leski, though, does look strong.
Yeah, but she's having a lot of trouble with this left hand of Agbegnanu. You can see, I don't think this is the play she wants with the right arm. So now almost a counter from Agbegnanu, straight into the Ouchigari.
Wow, that was a great series of techniques, wasn't it, there from Agbegnanu. She went all out then, and then finishing with an Ouchigari as well.
You know, Agbegnanu, she looks really strong. She doesn't take too much risk, but Leslie, you can see that she's having trouble with this strong grip from the French girl, but she still tries to make the attacks, and in the end the attacks that is important. You can have the grip you want, but if the other one makes a few good attacks, then you will be penalized as well. It's not only about gripping, you have to make an attempt to score.
Yeah, that big left arm there, Agbegnanu. She's looking to get the hips across, but she's hesitated so far to go forwards, to turn her back to Leski. She doesn't want to be countered. That's it! Now then, Osodagari, and she takes Leski down. She just needs to hold her for 10 seconds, that's all, and she will have her 5th world title. Leski went over for a Wazari, and it's all over.
No. It was 9 seconds, so the referee called Mate, but she's in it again. So now I think it's almost impossible for her to get out. 10 seconds, so 2 Wazaris on the board. Whoa, what a final.
That was, wasn't it? It was 9 seconds on the clock. Can you imagine that? That close. Thank goodness she rolled back into it. And just look at the sportsmanship.
And you saw the counting with the fingers. Agbegnanu in the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold medals. That was a shot. And,
5 gold medals in the World Championships. Remarkable.
The absolutely star of French women judo, but I think judo in general. What a absolutely big champion this is, and she's not thinking, well, I only go for the Olympics, the only gold medal I did not win in my life. That will be in a few weeks, but now she was the reigning world champion, and she's the champion. Yeah, look, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gold medals, unbelievable.
5 gold medals, like you said. Anybody to beat her in the Olympic Games?
Well, maybe the Japanese. That's the only person I can think of. It wasn't the highest ranked Japanese today. That could be, well, the only one, in my opinion.
That's what started it there, that Soto Makikomi there took her over, and then just turned into the hold down. Yushiro Kesagatami held her for 9 seconds. Leski got out, and then she went again.
Yeah, Tashiro Miku, that's the Japanese I was talking about. That could be a problem for her, but if she's in this form and she keeps this form until the Olympics, I think she's the one, well, with the biggest chance of winning this gold medal.
I think so too. Ippon every match. In the World Championships, it's not a bad record, is it? I think everybody will be doing it now. This will be the thing, won't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So,
wow.
63 kilo, it's done, and we've seen some absolutely stunning fights.
Yeah, everybody was open for it, weren't they? Yeah. Everybody wanted to fight. Everybody came out to fight. Quite amazing, really was. Hardly a Shido on the board.
Well, here we are in the warm-up area. Matthias Kasse from Belgium. He was in the final before silver medal against Sakimuki, and his opponent from Georgia, Grigolashvili. I've seen him all day. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Grigolashvili as well. Remember, they're going for their 2nd gold medal in 2 days. Unbelievable. The Georgians so passionate about their judoka and their judo is unbelievable.
But first things first, the first bronze medal contest, Fujiwara from Japan and Frank de Wit from the Netherlands.
So, more interest, more Dutch interest here. This is going to be great. Looking forward to this. We're going to see their ways through here. Frank de Wit, Did he had a good day all the way through?
He had a really good day. He had a good draw, and he managed to get into the semi-final, but that was difficult for him against Grigilashvili. But I think he's in good form.
We're going to see their route through. Fujiwara of Japan. This was his second round match against former world champion Vizazak. Honsokamaki for Vizazak. Here's the third round. Third round here against Nishinovic, and he just turns him and holds him with that turnover. We were talking about the turner, very simple, double lapel, controls the top half, and then just holds for the 20 seconds. There was no score on the board at the time, so he had to hold him for the full 20. 10 seconds if they've got a score on the board. That was his third round match. They had an extra round, don't forget, the under 81s. Here up against Lipinogov. Lipinogov made a mistake, and what do you think happened? Same turnover and directly into the hold down. And Lipinogov, oh, well, he just thumps the mat afterwards because he just can't believe it. Actually, he puts his hand to his face as if to say, oh my God, I really did make a mistake.
Yep.
Quarter-final against Cass. Honsokamaki for Fujiwara, 3 Shidos. Here up against Molai, former world champion. He gets a Wazari. Drop Seoinage. Beautiful drop Seoinage it was as well. He just rotates all the way through to score the Wazari.
Well, Frank de Wit, he had a good draw, in my opinion. His first fight was a really hard fight. It was against a Serbian, but he's not really Serbian. He's Georgian. He won a lot of medals for Georgia and now fighting for Serbia.
So this one against Rekvelishvili, and catches the Sangaku triangular strangle. Beautiful newaza there from Frank de Wit. Second match, Wazari against Muti. Osoto Otosh, and gets the Wazari. Del Orb Cotoriel of Dominican Republic.
Yes,
I'll get it out in a second.
Oh man, this was a stressful situation for Frank de Wit, because on 2 world championships he lost against this guy.
Wow, what a time to turn it on him.
Yep.
What a technique that was as well. Here, the quarterfinal against Eguidze of Portugal. Sangaku again. Got the leg, he's going to pull it into the hold down. Just needs to climb up on top. Well, he gets the submission. It must have been well and truly on.
Yeah, quite a squeeze with his legs, for sure.
I think he was squeezing. Against Grigilashvili, he loses by Ippon Frank de Wit. It was a huge technique, but he comes down to fight for 3rd place.
Welcome the referee of this bronze medal contest from Uzbekistan, Mr. Ramzidin Saidov.
Mr. Saidov looks as if he's done a contest or 2 as well, doesn't he?
If he still comes to me, I'm scared, Neil. Yeah.
Huge shoulders.
In white, judogi, representing Japan.
Fujiwara I've seen several times out, and well, I thought very, very good, but not the best that we've seen from Japan. But today's had a really good day. Just made one mistake actually, Fujiwara. But here he is fighting Frank de Wit. It should be a real clash of different styles. Frank de Wit, is he going to come out all guns blazing?
They know each other.
Yeah.
They fought each other one time, and that was at the World Championships Juniors. This was the final. And Frank de Wit won with Yuko. Then we still had Yukos. Now it's only Wazaris on the board. But that was a close match. Afterwards, They saw each other many times, some competitions, but never they faced again. So this is again at the World Championship, but then for seniors and for the bronze medal.
Fujiwara in white then, and De Wit of the Netherlands is in blue. The one great thing I really admire about Frank De Wit is that his spirit just never stops coming forwards. Yoko Tominagi there, easily killed by Fujiwara. Looking for the shimiwaza. Now, has he got it? We call it, well, that was close. He had that then, and I don't know, referee stopped it and stood them up, but I think that was on.
Yeah, you know, if it's not under the chin, but on your chin, then one thing for sure, you feel it in your neck. Sometimes it's difficult for the referee to judge it because the leg is in front, the arm is, so it's difficult to get a clear view.
Well, again, we've got left against right. Makes it difficult sometimes to catch the sleeve, but Frank De Wit not going for the sleeve, just onto the lapel, both the lapels. But untraditional grip, he'll have to attack almost immediately.
Yeah, I'm glad that the referees give fighters who fight in this way with one hand on the lapel, the other hand in the back. They give them a little bit more time if they're really pushing their opponent down, because that's easy to do when you have two hands on the lapel. Then I think it's the right decision to penalize them. But if it's like in an open way, you know, then it's okay for me.
Well, in order to attack, I mean, that's the whole idea, yeah, isn't it? It's to make an attack with the intention. I always say it's all about intention. Now he goes in again, and it's Fujiwara that is going to have to start, because Frank De Wit is about 5 attacks up so far. It's going to be a penalty, I think, for Fujiwara. Is he going to get it? No, he's not.
He gets the benefit of the doubt now, but for sure it's Fujiwara who has to make an attack now. On the belt again, Frank De Wit. This is where he is dangerous, and the Japanese in trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get Shido now, Fujiwara, and I think Frank De Wit's got to do that all the time. Big arm over the top and just spoil the rhythm of the Japanese. They want to stand up and they want to do judo, and I think that Frank De Wit, he needs to come out and give him a fight.
Yeah, he's trying to get close to Fujiwara. Until now, Fujiwara every time managed to place his left arm quite okay. The left arm of Fujiwara on the lapel of Frank De Wit.
You were telling me earlier that the last time they met here was the Junior World Final, these two. Yep. And Frank De Wit was the winner there, 1 score. Here they are in the Senior Worlds then, going for a bronze medal. And he's definitely having problems here, Fujiwara. The balance isn't good for him. On the other side of that, Frank De Wit needs to be careful of coming over the top. He has a very fast drop Seanagi, Fujiwara, so he doesn't need to be coming over the top all the time. Just be careful how he does it. He's a bit more cautious, isn't he? Just that little bit. Good tactics this from De Wit, because De Wit, he knows that if he comes right the way over, and we have seen him come out and just give it everything, but a bit more cautious here, and there's the second penalty to the Japanese. Fujiwara really has to do something now.
Well, and it was not that Frank De Wit made a few big attacks, but Fujiwara also is not making big attacks, and he is he already had one penalty, so now with 2 Shidos on the board, 2 penalties, 1 more, and then it's over for the Japanese. So he knows that he has to do something now, because if they just continue like this, then it will be all over for him.
Well, this is the best we've seen. He did a Taitoshi there, Fujiwara. That was a strong attack. So DeWitt comes forwards again. Into golden score, and now any score or 1 more penalty up to Fujiwara and it's all over. Any score on the board from a throw, hold down, arm lock or strangle will do it.
Until now, the tactical plan of Frank de Witt is going quite okay. Well, this can go both ways.
Yeah, certainly could. I see that Dennis here by the side of me there. So I'm not sure this is a good thing or a bad thing. It could either go.
I know definitely that Frank de Witt is very dangerous when he's close to his opponent. He likes the lifting and the hooking in with the legs, but it's always with a little bit of risk. And he won a lot of fights with this, but also lost a few quite important ones. Well, and one thing for sure, this is an important contest.
Certainly is. DeWitt playing a good tactical match, though. I really believe that he's just ahead of this match against Fujiwara, but he needs to stay positive. Good Kouchigari there from Fujiwara. Great change of direction.
Best attack in the fight.
Yeah, pulls the Seoinage movement with the hands and then changes direction.
Well, and I see that Fujiwara is getting more and more possibilities. The power that Frank de Witt had in the first few minutes with his grip, you see that it's getting more easy for Fujiwara to get the left stance grip that he wants. Of course, after 5 minutes of fighting.
Yes, the arm over the top again. Is it going to happen? Tries to change the direction. Well, golden score, it means any score. So just take him onto the side. That'll be enough for the bronze medal. Oh, Fujiwara's going for it. Tries for the Uranagi. Whew. That was close.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and you know, you can see that Frank de Witt, the tactical plan he had in the 4 minutes, it's getting more difficult for him. So also he opens up. So it's 2 penalties on the board for Fujiwara, but also Frank de Witt is taking more risks now.
Yes, I think he feels that he's got to go for it a little bit here, and. The hips going across there, Fujiwara.
I think close to a 3rd penalty.
It's not far off. I think another couple of really good attacks there from DeWitt, and it will be all over. He feels it as well. He knows.
Now Fujiwara had, well, that was not... It was a failed attack, in my opinion. If you have 2 Shidos on the board, you're not doing a false attack to...
yeah, it wasn't a false attack for me. I thought that it didn't have... Well, for me, I mean, that's a difficult one, though. Intention, I thought he had the intention of throwing there. But Frank de Witt definitely piled on the pressure, and he wins the bronze medal. Second bronze medal for the Netherlands.
Second bronze medal for the Netherlands. I'm really happy for him. I know how hard he works for this. And bronze medal at the World Championships, that's a medal that really counts. And you can say whatever you want. If you look at the whole bronze medal contest, in my opinion, there was one small attack from the Japanese, but the rest was all Frank de Witt every time with 100%, strong gripping.
100%. He absolutely deserved it. Came forward all the time, and well, it's difficult, isn't it, when it's a 3rd penalty that's up for grabs? You know, you just got to be careful that you get it right. But this was pretty close. This little strangle he did there, and almost gets it. But the pressure, it was all about the pressure. Big right arm coming over the top, beating him to the attacks every time. And Frank de Witt wins the bronze medal. 3 shidos to Fujiwara. Big celebrations then for the Dutch. And
Benito Mai, that's his coach. Former European champion, juniors, long time ago. Now the coach of Frank de Witt. I know how close he is with his pupils. They fight so hard for it, not only Frank de Witt, also Michael Corral, close friends. We will see him in the under 100 kilogram category. And it's real good to see Frank de Witt winning a bronze medal.
Judogi control again. This is where the nerves start. Make sure the back patch is on properly as well. Just to check that they've got the crossover right, length of the belt. Retracting arms there for the Georgian. And
this man is in absolutely top form.
yeah, he is. He won the European title. I mean, he just exploded onto the scene, literally, didn't he?
It's time for the next bronze medal contest for men.
We're here on the for the bronze medal match. First of all, though, we have a look at the gold medal match in a little while. So the other bronze medal match, we'll have a look how Egwids of Portugal and Boltabayev got on and how they got to this position. Boltabayev, I've been watching all day, and he's been absolutely unbelievable. Egwidze of Portugal, formerly from Georgia, of course.
No, he has Georgian roots for sure.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
And if you did not know, you will see in his way of fighting.
First round match here, and just look at the change of direction there. Brilliant change of direction, just enough to get him a score. Sabruchik of Moldavia. And this time he was so persistent with the Newaza, managed to just keep his balance, get that leg out and get the outside komi. Already Wazari on the board. Dominique Russell of Germany, spoiler of dreams, I used to call him. Russell could throw anybody, but not this time. Look at this, he's going to come back. Change of the direction there, and Russell made a bit of a mistake, climbed on his back. Aquiza Solana, again, scores Ippon against the Spaniard. Soto Makakomi takes him over for the Ippon. Against Frank de Witt, loses by Ippon. That was the quarter-final. So had to fight in a repechage final against Sami Ciuci.
Yeah, Ciuci was injured.
So Sami Ciuci injured. And so he goes through to fight for bronze. This man here can pull something. He can pull a rabbit out of the hat. He really can.
Well, he can pull everything. And we will see it now, what he can pull.
Yes.
Because this is the way he fights.
It is. Round 2 against Rabbi. Watch this. Just suddenly, Ko Soto, out of nothing, takes him flat on his back. Against Tikayev of Azerbaijan. Yoko Tsutemi, again, flat on his back there, just suddenly changed direction. Mazaradze of Georgia.
Well, he had a list of fighters.
Oh, absolutely. He had the rough draw. And look at that switch there. That was amazing. It really was. Mazaradze starts it, but look who finished it. Quarter-final against Molay, former world champion.
Look at the hand, the grip of the hand. So it's the fingers inside, not the thumb, it's the fingers. That's why I said he can pull something out for sure, yeah?
he said, you're not going over there, you're coming back here.
Former world champion.
Yeah, former world champion, brilliant. Against Cass, he loses by a Wazari in the semi-final. But here they are fighting for third place. Both have had a great run through. Roberta Shiralia is going to be your officiator here, and it should be a really great match, and I think it's going to be a big scoring match.
In white judo, representing Portugal, Grand Slam and Grand Prix medalist.
This man here can pull it out as well. He creates surprises.
Yeah, well, for me, he's the big surprise here in the final block. Because in 2021 he did not win any medal in the tour, and it's also his first time at a world championship. But well, here he is, and he showed some good judo today. But I think Boltaboyev, in my opinion, is the favorite in this bronze medal. He was the winner in Tel Aviv this year and won a silver medal in Tashkent. And since Iliades is the coach in Uzbekistan, the level of those fighters went up.
They said it's about the training. That's what Iliades says. He said that they didn't train before, now I've got them training.
Yeah. Well, and one thing, Iliades is still in such good form. He can train with Boltaboyev. They're almost the same weight. So Iliades feels exactly what Boltaboyev needs, what he lacks, and that made him a lot better in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think he expected him as well to be in the final. He was his contender for the world title, but didn't quite happen here. But he's got the Olympics in a couple of weeks. There's the switch of direction. He goes over both flanks. He's got a nice Uchimata. He's got a really low Taitoshi on the left. And then over to the other flank, he does the Yoko Toshi, or the Kataguruma, the new way of doing the Kataguruma off the sleeves. So both get a Shido.
I saw a bit of frustration today with the coach of Egotitze. It's Soares. Because Egotitze, he's really dangerous when he's close to his opponents, but he needs a lot of time. The tempo in his fights is quite low. And I think fighting close to Boltaboyev, that also puts you in a lot of danger.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looks, I mean, he tries to find just the way in, get the right moment, and actually, if you make a failed attack, he'll take advantage of it. Looks as if his head's down now, looks as if he's in trouble, Boltaboyev, but Boltaboyev, I tell you now, will just surprise his opponents, and at any time, from the beginning of the contest right to the very end.
Well, if I completely controlled Boltaboyev with my kumikata, had my arm on his back, just controlling the sleeve, having him like with all my power, then still I would be afraid to attack.
Absolutely, and you've got to be. 2 Shidos apiece though. These guys are not gripping up. They can really feel the danger out there, and certainly Egotitze doesn't want to get close to him. Boltaboyev is the only one that's attacked so far. He's going to go over to the opposite flank again. Oh, now then, nice one. Egotitze attacks.
But also a great way from Boltaboyev to escape. A very fast turn to his front. But with 2 penalties on the board for both. Well, that has to open the fight a little bit, because 1 more penalty and you're out.
Yeah, what happens if neither one of them attacks?
Yeah.
Difficult situation. It has happened, but I mean, it could happen again, but doubtful. But you can't have somebody who's more not attacking than the other one, if you get what I mean. It's they've both got to put something in here, so one of them's got to open up in a minute. But the referee, on the other hand, can't leave it forever.
Oh, and 2 penalties for both. That was already after 2 minutes. 1 more minute to go in the regular time. 4 minutes on the board normally, and after 4 minutes, then we go into a golden score.
There's one attack by Bolbaev. Let's just count the attacks now, because it might count towards the third Shido being given. Ekudze will have to grip up, and he'll have to bounce back now with an attack of his own. Now he goes over. There it is! Uranagi!
That's the Wazari on the board for Boltaboyev. Exactly the way he threw Syed Molai, the former world champion, with this big Uranage. And just what you said, Neil, Ekudze had to do something. So the arm went over on one side. I saw him before scoring in this situation with Harai Makikomi. He was also looking for it, but well, there you see the right arm of well, the referee. I think the elbow was out. What do you think?
I do. I agree with you. I think the elbow was out, and so they'll probably take that score off.
But then what you said, we were counting attacks, then it's 2-0 for Boltaboyev.
So that's 2 big attacks for Boltaboyev, and now Ekudze says, right, I've still got a chances here. Let's see if he opens up.
And the funny part was this last attack, it wasn't the attack from Boltaboyev, it was Ekudze who at least tried something. But I said the tempo of Ekudze in his fights, I think it's a little bit too low.
Yeah, I agree with you, but you know, you just need one false. Boltaboyev was close there to just doing a really poor attack, which would get him the third Shido. And they just don't need to panic. Just come in here, just set it up, and then attack at the right time. But when they panic, they can throw away a score. So 3 seconds in, here we go, golden score.
Well, there was a left Seonage attempt by Ekudze. Not a great attack, but he immediately stood up again. So then it's no problem for me. On both sides now, they're trying something. They know that they have to do something.
Yeah, they've got to do something. So that means they've got to grip up and they've got to come forward. They're both tired as well.
Yeah, well. Boltaboyev for me looks a bit more fresh still. Again, the arm over. Can he make the Haragoshi? Yes! Score for Ekudze. Rosari, bronze medal for Portugal.
That was incredible, wasn't it? That was against the run of play in some ways, because it looked like Boltaboyev was the one that was going to finish off with the attack. But a disappointment for Boltaboyev, because he's had a great day all day. But credit to Ekudze.
Boltaboyev too cautious?
A little bit too cautious. I think that both of them were cautious, and then Ekudze just said, well, I've got to do something, and in the end manages to pull it out the bag.
And the first time when he put his left arm over Boltaboyev's back on one side, he was almost thrown for Wazari, but did it again, and with a better result the second time. Some valuable words for sure. These are the moments, you know, with your...
Yeah, they are. They're special moments, aren't they? That's when it all comes together. So Makikomi and just controls that arm, doesn't he?
Yeah, he totally lost. He totally lost the leg. You know, look at Makikomi, but it's how do you say it? Yeah, he had the arm and the control of the upper body of Boltaboyev.
Yeah, the Kazushi was the thing, wasn't it? It just had good Kazushi, and it wasn't a good attack. It wasn't that beautiful to see, but it did the job in the end.
Happy that the mat was not that slippery, because he needed these feet to just like
to push off the mat.
Yeah, push Boltaboyev. Look at the feet of Egutice. Look how he pushes every time, just a small bit, and that's enough to throw Boltaboyev on his side. Wazari scored into golden score. That's enough. Brings Portugal a bronze medal here in this 81 kilogram category.
Yeah, I feel for Boltaboyev. Yeah, I feel for him. I really do. And you know, after having such a great day, and of course, our dear friend Ilias Iliadis will be so disappointed with that. A big shout though for Portugal, a medal, another medal for Portugal, second medal. Final of the under 81 kilos category, Matthias Kass of Belgium. And he's fighting the in-form Tatu Grigolashvili of Georgia, and he really is on the best of form. He's had a great tournament. It will be two Belgians, of course. He's beat Chuchi en route. We're going to have a look at that in a second, but now he's got Matthias Kass as well. Let's have a look how Kass of Belgium got right the way through to the final of this under 81 kilos category, here against Manukin of Ukraine. Drops Sianagi and takes him all the way over, and he's on the arm here as well. Just needs to get the leverage, but gets it in the end and gets the submission. Here against Toth, Honsokamaki for Toth, 3 Shidos. Fourth round against Santos of Brazil. Santos very cautious, but in the end, it was this Sianagi, which wasn't a total rotation, but he managed to go all the way around there. And look how he controls the sleeve in the end. Quarter-final up against Fujiwara of Japan. Honsokamaki for Fujiwara, 3 Shidos. Boltaboyev in the semi-final. Boltaboyev, of course, had a great day, but look at that. Sianagi there takes him over, and he gets the Wazari to put him through to the final. Look at the determination on his face.
And I just said today, this is one of the biggest talents I've seen in years in judo.
Yeah, he is a great talent.
Because you know how the Georgians normally fight. Well, he has it all. He has
Look at that, Sumigeshi there against Lee, and that was his first round match, second round match. Here, round 3 against Pacek of Sweden. Left Sianagi. Brilliant stuff, gets to Wazari.
I've seen him fighting all day on the left-hand side. Let's see what he does against Frank de Witt in the semis. We will see it later on.
Nantsinisid of Greece, watch this. Left Sianagi again, left Sianagi again. Went once, came out, went twice. Absolutely flat on his back. Samiguchi of Belgium, quarter-final. massive Kosoto hugging, but flat on its back. Gucci, though, a little bit injured. Brilliant stuff from Grigolashvili.
So if you think Grigolashvili is a left-handed fighter, yes, he does. With his left seonagi, he's so dangerous. Look what he did. Oh yeah, right Toshi. Well, that's always also something he can do. So this man, for me, what a big judo talent.
It's going to be a great fight, and I know that Cass will know that he's got to be very cautious here. World rank number 1 against the world rank number 4. 24 years of age, Cass. 21 years of age, Grigolashvili, and European champion, and it's game on. Should be an amazing match.
Kata from Belgium was the junior world champion in 2017, and he knows in the seniors how it feels to be in the final, because he was in the final in 2019, lost the final against Sage Muki, one of the fighters that is not there. I think almost the only one, because the level in the 81 today was so high.
So high, and they had an extra round to do as well. You know, everybody had 5 matches to win a gold medal in the other categories. Under 81 kilos category to win a gold medal. If you started in the first round, then you had to do 6 matches. Makes a difference, doesn't it? If you do 6 matches, not 5.
Well, if you have like a
golden score,
well, or a good one like the first 2 rounds, like an easy win, then it's no problem. But most of the time, you have to fight really hard for it. How many fights did you do for when you were doing 5?
Grigolashvili looks so pumped and so ready for this, but he cannot underestimate Cassie, because Cassie will come out here full of the tactics that he's so brilliant at. He can come out and you can hold it in a certain way that will spoil techniques. But Grigolashvili is a massive thrower from different angles, and he can go both sides. It's what he always
does in the beginning, just clapping on his hand, touching his knees, then he does this. He has some sort of routine every time when he approaches the mat. Big scream, gorilla style. Yeah, well, I think he's ready for this final.
Here we go. Cass in white, Grigolashvili of Georgia in blue. Georgians going for their 2nd world title in 2 days. Oh, look at that, straight in for the attack. 2 attacks within about 10 seconds there. Big Koshi Garuma and then a Tomanagi.
That's, well, presenting your business card in the first 10 seconds, you know, but
it is.
Kata wasn't surprised, you know. You can see that he has a good plan.
Also tries the Tomanagi. I said actually a couple of his matches earlier that he has to be a little bit careful with that, because he can pick up penalties from it. He'll get the benefit of the doubt this one, but if he doesn't move Grigolashvili, then he will be penalized. Sacrifice throws.
Well, the amount of sacrifice throws you see, the sumigeshis and things, it's such, many times it's just to defend or just to get out of a problematic situation.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just to know when that happens, and it's like I say, it's down to intent. Is it intention to throw? Grigolashvili certainly intention 100% to throw, but so does Kase. Kase is a big throw as well. Ah, look at that, Yoko Otoshi. Not renowned for his groundwork here, Grigolashvili.
No, so he just lets it go. Kase knows one thing. Okay, when I grab Grigolashvili, I have to pull all my power. I have to pull him down. That also makes your body like real hard, because if you open up a little bit with this guy, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, and it's starting to open up now. I think we're going to start seeing some scores.
I think Grigolashvili is, how do you say it, a bit nervous, like he wants to make more attacks, and that's maybe good for Kata, because then Grigolashvili will also
leave himself open. Yeah.
That's the shoulder throw. Oh, but also massive defense from Grigolashvili, putting his knee out. These were a few good attacks from Kata. Kata is just waiting. He has a good tactical plan. And the Shido on the board for Grigolashvili is not used to this. That did not happen today for one moment. It was always he was in the lead every fight.
Yes, he's very clever, Cass. He plays the tactical game very, very well. Grigolashvili better to just throw caution to the wind and go for it here. Big arm over the top. Now looking for the big technique. He's going to get penalised, Kata, for that. Just dropped, and his hands were definitely in the hips of Grigolashvili.
For me, Grigolashvili needs to be more patient. It looks like he's frustrated that he still did not throw Kata. And this frustration, that can cost him, because you see how he's fighting. This is a lot of risk with a top player, but almost scored.
Massive technique there, massive surigoshi there, one-handed surigoshi. Look at that, how high did he go there? Just manages to climb off it.
Landed on his own head as well, and what a drive in this attack. But again, Kata is so dangerous. If Grigolashvili is impatient, then it will give Kata more and more chances.
Another couple of attacks, though. You can hear the Georgians in the background there, all going Shido, Shido, but I don't agree. I think it's a real open fight. They're both attacking, and we don't want to see any more Shido. There's no need for it. They're both really making it an open fight. Great fight, this. What an 81 kilos final. Grigolashvili, that big arm, look at that. Trying to put it right the way over the top there. Oh, that was close as well. How fast is he with that Seoinage? So quick.
Can you see the frustration?
Yeah, no, I can. He is frustrated and also a little bit afraid. I think he realizes the power of that Seoinage. Oh, and he takes him the other direction this time. Well, it will be interesting to see how this unfolds as they get tireder and tireder. It's going to be one mistake.
The chances for Kata are growing.
I think you're right, absolutely, because, yeah, he's getting tireder and tireder, isn't he? Grigolashvili putting so much into it.
Every attack Grigolashvili made was with full 100%. Kata used his energy throughout the first 4 minutes way more.
Better. Yeah, I mean, he just paced it a lot better, didn't he? And you can see that in his face here. Into golden score then, any score. And we'll have a new world champion. Sagimuki was the world champion the last time out. Oh, now something's going to happen. This is a dangerous situation here for Kata. That big arm over the top, he doesn't like it. But on the other side of that, Kata could go underneath him as well.
It's still unbelievable. Only one penalty on the board for Grigolashvili just in the start of this final, and afterwards they are killing each other. And Grigolashvili tries to get the left arm on the back of the Belgian, but he knows that from this situation there's always a chance that Kata throws out his left Seoinage. And you know, you just need like one good rotation, and when you're tired, you know,
good rotation, one
you just fall
landing,
over.
yeah, and it's all over, isn't it? So, but they're still going for it. Grigalishvili's still going for it. That big left arm still coming across. There it is again. Now then, oh! Now I'm not too sure.
I think
Ippon given to Cass. And it will go to the video referee to have a look at that, because Grigalishvili is saying, I went for the counter, but it was Kase that actually started the movement, and Grigalishvili went onto his back for the counter. It definitely cannot be Grigalishvili's. It's Kase or nothing.
Ippon for sure, because it was Kase who started. Then Grigalishvili, he could do only one thing, and that was counterattack, because otherwise he would fallen for a score. So that was the only thing he could do, trying to counterattack. But it was all the way Kase on top of Grigalishvili. So it's a gold medal for Kase. Grigalishvili, you can see the frustration getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They did a really well executed plan.
Yeah, I mean, so frustrated right the way through the match, and but he was giving it to Kase, but Kase, well, so tactically aware, like you said, he preserved his power and his strength and his puff, and in the end, it was Kase that directed it. Brilliant stuff there. Look at the change of direction. Cass puts the hips across and he drives there. It definitely couldn't be Grigalishvili's, because Grigalishvili, for the counter, goes onto his back. Can't be his, but it was definitely the start of the contest was Kase.
And of course, there will be debates in some houses. People are watching this, and you think this or you think that, and that's also the good part of our sport, of course. If you're living in Georgia, for sure you will say no, he just tried to counterattack him. But in the end, if he did not do this, if he did not try to counter, he tried his counter because he felt the danger. He was falling for a score. It was Kase who made the first attack.
And it was the hand, I think, coming onto the midsection as well, pulling him in, that actually finished it off.
And he stayed in control till the end. He was on top of Grigalishvili. Grigalishvili could not make the full rotation, so that's also why he landed flat on his back. And it's Matthias Kase, after a silver medal in 2019, losing the final. Well, that also feels a bit nice for him, after a silver medal, that he wins the gold.
Brilliant stuff. Well, couldn't happen to a nicer guy either, and so Kase wins the gold, and we're just coming into the medals now for the ladies under 63 kilos category. Just about to come out. We're just above the medal ceremony where the rostrum is, and here they come. Very special champion is going to step out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the medal ceremony for the women under 63 kilo. The medals will be presented by the Vice President of the International Judo Federation.
Mr. Solovici will be presenting the medals. Vice President of the International Judo Federation and President of the EJU.
And representing Serbia, Anja
Obradovich of Serbia and Sana Vermeer of Netherlands get the bronze medals. What a medal for Vermeer.
Silver medalist representing Slovenia,
Andrea Leski of Slovenia put up a good fight against the 4 times world champion. She is now the 5th time world champion. This lady here is a star. Clarisse Agbegnanu never looked in any trouble the whole way through. 5 ippons. Amazing.
And she's not ready yet. One more thing to win for her is the Olympics. Won a silver medal 4 years or 5 years already ago. So this will be her absolutely goal in a few weeks' time.
Just 3 weeks to wait for that, and yeah, she's one of the few, I think, that absolutely goes in as favourite for both and totally capable of doing both.
And for sure, well, I don't know, of course I cannot think of her, but I think she will continue for a few more years.
Incredible, isn't it? Where does she finish? You know, where does it end? Is she going to go for another Olympic cycle?
It's only 3 years, Neil.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. We're already a year into the next Olympic cycle, and she's on the best form of her life. Like we said, ippon every single match. And in a World Championships, that really is an amazing achievement. So now, the national anthem of France.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of France.
Álljanak fel Franciaország himnuszához.
This is where they all get the chance to come in together and reflect a little bit on the day. Agbegnanu, well, we all learnt to count to 5 because she told the world, I've won 5 world titles.
A couple of times.
And 5 times world champion, Clarisse Agbegnanu, France.
Kérem, tapsolják meg a 63 kg-os érmes versenyzőket.
All pals, 3 weeks anyway, and then we go at it again. What a lovely sight that is. Such a lovely person as well, and so humble.
One of the top stars of judo,
Yeah,
Neil,
no,
and,
she really is.
and not for the last 2 or 3 years, no, already 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. If she comes somewhere, she wins medals, and most of the time it's gold.
And like I said to you before, the only times that I have ever seen her lose, you know, people have been so upset about it. And I saw her interviewed, and yeah, she said, it's only one match and it doesn't matter. It's I'll come back, and she did, and she does.
She come back, yeah, and win again,
and win again, yeah.
So also a great day for the Netherlands with 2 medals, 2 bronze medals, Sanne Vermeer and Frank de Wit.
So pleased for you, and yeah, it's been great sitting next to you going through that. We've still got one medal ceremony to come here, which is the under 81 kilos category, and Frank de Wit is going to be awarded his medal as well up there.
Matthias Kasse from Belgium, winner of a silver medal at the World Championships in 2019, is now the first male Belgium world champion. Robert van der Wallen, Olympic champion, but in 1981, where you were the world champion, I still remember that he lost the final.
Yeah.
No world champions. Yeah, of course we had Gelle van der Kavije, Ulla Werbroek. All the women's team was so strong in that period. But now, the first time for Belgium, a world male gold medal.
Unbelievable, and what a performance. Mr. Mariani Watanabe is going to be presenting the medals. Frank de Wit steps up there for his bronze medal. Henri Eguidze of Portugal gets his as well. There's Frank de Wit receiving his. Tato Grigalishvili, what a performance from him. He'll be disappointed. He'll have a look at the replay on that particular counter and realise that he just got the timing wrong. This man here, first ever, like we were just saying there, first ever world champion for men from Belgium, Matthias Kasse. And what a performance. Tactically, he didn't put a foot wrong today.
No, the final was amazing. They had such a great tactical plan, and Grigalishvili, he was the man in form, threw everybody quite easy, and you saw the frustration after a few minutes that Kasse was still standing up.
It can be quite a shock. You know, you expect everybody to go, and I've been there myself, exactly how you've been doing it all day, and then it doesn't happen.
Why didn't you fall? This was not what we agreed.
Why won't you let me get the grip? Yes, exactly. No, it can be a shock to the system sometimes, and then you have to readjust. And you said it a couple of times throughout the final, it's about not panicking that you can't get your grip or that you can't do what you normally do or what you've been doing all day. He's disappointed, his head's down, but he's got to get his head back up there. It's been a good year for him. He's been European champion, world silver medalist. He's got the Olympics in 3 weeks' time. He can make it right. And this man here, I'm sure, will be going for a double gold. Here we have the national anthem then of Belgium. Nice to hear a different anthem up there, and nice to see different countries, so many different countries winning medals. World Championships, it really is a truly international sport.
Well,
go on.
quite European though, this medal roster. That's also sometimes good to see. Of course, the Asian countries are that strong. Japan, of course, the strongest judo country. But here we see 4 European medalists here at the World Championships.
All in the same category, which is, yeah, quite unusual, like you say. Casse takes his applause here.
Alors une danse. It's a Belgium song, so it's good. You hear it through the stadium, yes, of course. So especially for Matthias Casse, Alors une danse from Stromae. And well, he will have a dance for sure tonight with his gold medal on around his neck.
He's going to be celebrating, that's for sure. We're going to have a look now to see where the medals are. Japan is still going to be top of the medals, I'm sure. Well, I can tell you that Japan are top of the medal ceremonies, and it's Japan in first place with 3 golds, 2 silvers and a bronze. Georgia now have a gold and a silver. They're in second place. RJF, 1 gold and 1 bronze, and then you've got France, Canada and Belgium, all with 1 gold apiece. Spain, Kazakhstan, Italy, Slovenia, Sweden, all with a second place, and then of course Mongolia, Netherlands down there with bronze medals.
Slipping in, Neil.
They're in there, they're in, as is Azerbaijan, Portugal, Kosovo, all these different countries there, Germany, Israel, all with medals at the World Championships. It's been an absolutely fantastic day, some amazing judo. We're going to see more amazing judo tomorrow in the under 90s and the under 70 kilos category from me and from Dennis van der Geest. For now, until the same time tomorrow, it's goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Well, welcome to our final block roundup on day 4 of the action, the under 63 kilo category for women and the under 81 kilo category for men. We're going to go straight to Dennis van der Geest, who's been commentating on today's action. Good afternoon, Dennis.
I'm still excited. What a final block it was. Unbelievable. I've seen such a great judo, that during the day also, but in the final block it was amazing. Normally you see a lot of medal fights. People are a bit scared, of course, because you can win a medal at a World Championship. So you're not fighting that open as if you would fight in a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix. All the fights today in the final block were open fights where they tried to throw each other, and we saw some excellent judo throws. And of course, I'm happy as a Dutch guy, 2 bronze medals for the Netherlands.
Well, let's start right away with the first of those bronze medals. Sanne Vermeer in the under 63 kilo category over Caitlin Quadros, someone who's got incredible experience, Olympic medalist herself.
Olympic medalist Quadros in 2008. That's a long time ago, and she's still fighting here in the final block. So absolutely strong fighter, right-handed fighter. That was really good for Sanne Vermeer. Every time she could attack the right leg of Quadros, and Sanne Vermeer did an absolute great job. she's not going to the Olympics. It's Jules France. That was already decided a long time ago. Then the Olympic championships were postponed. If you look at it now, and maybe not everybody will agree, but for Jules France, and I really like her, but at this moment Sanne Vermeer is the best fighter for our country. But the decision was made, and let's hope that Jules France shows some more. She was today also fighting, not in the best position. Sanne Vermeer wins the bronze medal. For sure we will see more medals of her, and let's hope that Jules France will pick herself up and compete really good at the Olympics.
Okay, we will come to the second of the bronze medals at the Dutch one, but before we do that, we've got the bronze medal contest between Anja Obradovich of Serbia and Henrik Ellis Barrios of Venezuela.
I just wrote down on my map when I saw Obradovich, surprise of the day, in my opinion. I think she never won a medal at a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix or whatsoever. A youngster came into the circus. Barrios a bit more experienced and, well, great medal for her.
Yeah, the funny thing about, she's 21 years old. She's got a bronze medal at the Cadet World Championships, a bronze and a silver at the Junior World Championships, and now a bronze medal at the Senior World Championships, all at 21. So maybe that's why you haven't seen her. She's been busy creating her path another way. Some, like you say, they come straight from the juniors. They can get involved in Grand Prix and Grand Slams. The Serbians have decided we're going to take this another route. We'll keep her with the cadets. We'll keep her with the juniors, and we bring her through that way, and it's worked out well for them.
And I think that's a good decision. Many times you see really young athletes that compete well at the juniors. They already throw them in and let them make a lot of fights. I think it's important that you're still fit and you're still capable of bringing energy to the mat, not only when you're like 20, but also when you're like 28. So don't rush it. And now, you know, it pays off because she wins the bronze medal at the World Championships. Unbelievable.
And just a note on that bronze medal, it's the first bronze medal for a Serbian female since Maria Kovacevic in 2003 in Osaka, where Dennis Van der Geest won a silver medal himself.
Or lost the gold.
That's another way of looking at it.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I'm over it. I'm over it. Just crying in the toilet.
I'm sorry to bring that up.
No, it doesn't matter. No. Yeah. Well, speaking about losing finals, Akbek Nunu lost 2 finals in her life. But this girl is in the finals at the World Championships since 2013. Mind you that. One of the biggest stars in judo we ever have. And let's be happy that the only thing she did not win still is the Olympic gold. Of course, she will go for it in Tokyo. That she not decided, well, maybe after 4 gold medals at the World Championship, I let this one pass. I only go for the gold medal in Tokyo. This girl is on fire. She just wanted to win the gold medal as well. And she's here at the World Championship, won all her fights by Ippon. Like, unbelievable judo, standing, newaza. What a champion this is. And
Leszki gave a good account of herself in the final, didn't she? She didn't just roll over, did she, Andrea Leszki?
If I looked at Leszki this year, I think she won like 3 or 4 medals in 2021. So if you have to make a prediction, like who's going to be in the final, you always see like surprises, of course, or somebody who did not fight for a few months, and then she comes just with a good preparation. Leslie showed in 2021 that every time she makes a step, she was the one in form, and she did quite a good job in the final. But well, the difference, yeah, it's so big, and that's not only for Leszki, but if you see the rest, who can beat Akbek Nunu in Tokyo? Miku maybe? That's the only one, in my opinion, that can make the difference. But the rest,
that's the only name that really comes up.
Yeah, well, of course, she lost against Trstenjak, and we have a few more good fighters in this category. But most of them, you know, they're maybe a little bit over the hill. Akbek Nunu, after winning so many medals already, she still looks on fire. She's still like, she wins. First thing she does is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gold medals. Unbelievable.
Right, okay, let's take a look at the medal winners in the under 81 kilo category. Then we'll start with the bronze medal contest between Henrik Egotidze of Portugal. He overcame Sharafuddin Boltaboyev of Uzbekistan.
Well, first of all, Iliadis is doing a great job in Uzbekistan. You can see he's still really fit. If you see this guy train, you know, I think if Iliadis comes on the tatami now, he will still win a few fights. But that makes him better. I know for sure that he's fighting with Boltaboyev, and he can feel
hands-on.
He can feel what Boltaboyev needs. You need more power or more stamina, or maybe a throw to the left or to the right. So you can see that the last 2 years, the Boltaboyev, well, he's getting better and better and better. I think he made a big mistake in this final because he was the best one. Egotidze, the tempo in this fight was really low. Boltaboyev was just too cautious. And in the end, it was the Portuguese who throw him with some sort of makikomi. Did it before. Egotidze, of course, also Georgian roots. And you can see it in his judo. So really good medal for Egotidze. But I know for sure Boltaboyev is not that happy with his 5th place.
Right, and the second of the bronze medal contest featured Fujiwara Sataro of Japan. He was up against Frank de Witt of the Netherlands. We would say about that one.
World Championship Juniors 2015. This was the final. And Frank de Witt won with Yuko. Then we still had Yukos, now only Wazaris, of course. And 6 years later, in those 6 years, they've seen each other many times on tournaments, but never had this fight again. It was Frank de Witt from the start who had a good, strong plan. He had the right grip. It was almost impossible for Fujiwara to get close to Frank de Witt. This was also a good strangle. That was really close. And I know for sure, if you're in a strangle like that, that costs a lot of energy. So in the end, Frank de Witt, and I think he deserves it. You know, he won a lot of medals. He won the Paris Grand Slam. He won a lot of medals, Grand Slams at the Masters. What he lacks is a medal at the Europeans, a medal at the Worlds, a medal at the Olympics. That are the medals that for me really count. He's now, I think, 25, 26. This is the moment to win a bronze medal. He had a great chance. If you saw the draw today, he did an absolutely good job. And in the end, he walks away with the bronze medal.
Right, pleased for him. Into the final then, Matthias Kassa of Belgium and Tato Grigolashvili of Georgia.
I've said before, I think Grigolashvili is one of the biggest talents I've seen in a few years in the international judo. This man, in my opinion, is unbelievable because I saw him today. Of course, we know that he has some good throws. The left seonaga he makes is unbelievable. In the semi-final against Frank de Witt, he jumps in with the right taitoshi so he can score on both sides. Matthias Kassa, that's a different story. This man had a tactical plan and he was using his energy all the way through the final so much better than Grigolashvili. You could see the frustration from Grigolashvili because he threw everybody very fast and he was like, how is it possible that after 2, 3, 4 minutes this man is still standing? And you saw that he was opening up and the plan of Kassa was so good. He was waiting and after 5 minutes you could see that the tank of Grigolashvili was complete empty and that was the moment that Kassa threw him. This was... Maybe people will say it's debatable because Grigolashvili tries to counterattack him, but he did this because he was already falling for a score. And in the end, it was all the way. It was Kassa on top of Grigolashvili. Great champion, first world champion for Belgium men. We had Robert van der Wallen, Olympic champion in 81, silver medal. So I just looked it up. Van der Kavije, Werbroek. They had some really strong women performances. Kassa, 2 years ago, a silver medal at the Worlds, again in the final, and he's the gold medalist for Belgium. Much respect.
Amazing performance from Matthias Kassa. Okay, well, yesterday we had the pleasure of a brief word with the world champion, the new world champion at under 57 kilos from Canada, Jessica Klimke. Let's have a quick listen at what she had to say. Jessica Klimke, world champion.
Yeah, I know. Hasn't really soaked in yet.
It's not the first time that I've called you world champion, though, is it?
No, it's like 8 years ago. Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
Coming here, I knew absolutely I had to make it to the finals. In my mind, like, that was the only way that I could come as close to going to the games as possible, and so I came here to be in the finals and win. Yep.
Dream come true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fairy tale.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there. Why don't you say hello to them?
Hello, thank you everyone for your support. It's really appreciated.
We know you've got other interviews to do. Congratulations, Jessie. Really happy for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, Jessica Klimke yesterday, absolutely delighted with her gold medal winning performance, and as a result of that, on her way to the games. But that's another topic. We may come to that. Right, from all the broadcast team here, Dennis van der Geest and myself, it's bye-bye for now. See you tomorrow.